here to have a little chat about this new FSTD operator regulatory stream that it's going to be the first occurrence of it, and we're doing it at APATS in Bangkok at the beginning of September. As you know, just for everybody who might be watching, I'm Mark Dransfield. I'm going to be the moderator of this stream. I'll introduce here Philip Adrian, who's the CEO of MPS. He's going to talk to me a little bit about what we're doing. Philip's served the global aviation industry in many roles over too many years, I suspect, Philip. But he's an SME in aviation training, simulation, EBTA, CBTA, worldwide. Let's start why we're having this new regulatory stream, right? And back at EAPS 2025, I think a few of us got together and we spoke with Andy Smith at Holdale, and we recognise that we're in a period of change, and there's not really today, as far as we know, any existing forum for FSTD operators and something like 39 Asia-Pacific based national aviation authorities to communicate, discuss FSTD qualification and FSTD oversight, especially in the Asia-Pacific region. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, absolutely. And quite often the discussion about simulators is about technical capabilities of the simulators with technical experts like yourself, but it barely ever reaches the training world, who is the end user of these devices. And this stream will actually create that connection between the simulator manufacturers, the regulations that are now in place, and the end users, and tie that into an overarching appeal on how we can do better training in a better way while still complying with the new regulations.
Yeah, I think I would absolutely agree with that. That's why I think it's important. We've got to get these guys together. So let me just run through what we're going to do over the sort of day and a half of APATS. It's going to start off, I think, with an overview of what is Asia Pacific in terms of all the different authorities, how many simulators and authorities and different standards are there in FSTD operators. I mean, I reckon it's something like a third of all the worldwide aviation training community, simulators and operators is based in the Asia Pacific region, so it's not insignificant. And I think you and I both know that a lot of the Asia Pacific NAAs, they base their regulatory requirements either on EASA, FAA, and some on ICAO as well. When it comes to simulators and simulator oversight, but as you and I both know, because we've been involved, these are changing. EASA have just published their latest regulations on FSTD oversight and qualification, and as you and I know, again, ICAO through the PTLP are doing a similar thing with the ICAO 9625 document. Isn't that going to have an impact on all these Asia Pacific operators and NAAs, in your opinion?
It definitely should, at least. And for everybody's awareness, the publication of the new European rules in April of 2026 is a landslide change. And training for aviation is global, as is aviation. And by making these changes from a compliance-based to a task to tool-based change of the training and the tool selection, this is something that should benefit the entire industry, not just the European region that is directly impacted by the regulation. And what we can provide with these streams is an insight in why this was done, how it was done, what the benefits are for industry and for regulators alike, and make sure that we see training as an added value rather than a cost basis, and go forward based on the fact that we have always done it this way. We have found a new way of complying with the existing regulations, but also working forward towards a better way of training, better access, better cost structure, better qualification, and less subjective analysis and more objective understanding of what it needs, what a simulator needs, what training needs to be, leading to a competent pilot.
Sure, absolutely. And I think that's why we're also keen, and I know you're contributing to one part of this, to hear from the local ATOs, FSTDO operators, and the training device manufacturers that supply to that region as well, because this doesn't just impact the training side, this impacts how we get the sims qualified, it impacts some of the things the TDMs have to do, and how the ATOs use it. So we were a bit perhaps concerned, I guess, when we've spoken earlier, that if we're doing all this in Europe, and maybe America will start to go that way a little bit later, we know there are encouraging signs at the moment with the FAA. We're just so worried that if we don't get APAC community talking about this soon, they're going to get these new regulations and go, oh my God, what is this? And then unstandardization or unharmonization, if I can call it that, will ensue. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. And the global understanding is the first basis that we should have. And, you know, this has been a 10+ year project for you and I. But we need to make sure that everybody's understanding is at the similar level, and everybody knows not only what is changed, but also why it's changed, because quite often we forget that the why is equally or even more important than the what. And reading the revised regulations is just the outcome of 10 years of discussion. And that is what I think APATS and this stream will contribute to. By everybody understanding why these changes are made, what the impact of them is, that will bring everybody to a higher level and to the similar understanding, so that we do not have the, oh my gosh, and how do I interpret this, and what is my subjective analysis of it. At least we have a common understanding, and we can create that through the discussion with FSTD operators, ATOs, and regulators alike.
Sounds perfect to me. And the final bit, just to wrap up, one last little 30 seconds worth, if I may, is on that final session of day 2. I hope we're going to get everyone together again, because to establish this, perhaps as a regular feature of APATS going forward, to facilitate this discussion between the various NAAs, has got to be a good thing, hasn't it? And we hope everyone will stand up and support it.
Absolutely. The better we facilitate training worldwide, the more standardized it is, the better the outcome will be, the better competent the crews can be, and the more effective training can become. So we need everybody's help, we need everybody's input, and we need everybody's support to make this big change from a compliance-based tick-the-box approach to a task-to-tool approach that supports competency-based and evidence-based training towards the future.
Absolutely. Philip, thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in Bangkok in, 4 or 5 weeks' time?